For me, everything has a reason to happen, and this is always the right time, the right place, and the right moment.
Congratulations for
Thank
getting
you so
selected
much.
as Forbes Business Council member.
I'm never satisfied, and I believe that I can always do better.
AI is here to stay, and human beings have to adapt and has to become more intelligent than that.
Ethics and risks should be the key leading themes in the use of emerging technologies.
How do you integrate spiritual intelligence with corporate leadership, especially in healthcare?
Disclaimer. Please note that this content is the view of the author and does not engage or represent that one at Takeda Pharmaceutical Company Limited.
Hi everyone, I'm Mohsinaa Ahmad and welcome to yet another episode from my show Boss Talks, where we discuss leadership, spirituality, and balance of technology and human intelligence. Today we have the distinct privilege of welcoming a true powerhouse in the pharmaceutical industry, Caroline Petit, a multi-credential thought leader holding an MSc, MPhil, MBA, RSc certification and an LLM in international law. Caroline represents the pinnacle of expertise and academic excellence at the intersection of healthcare regulation and business leadership. Currently serving as Global Director of Advertising and Promotions, Caroline has been recognized as one of the most visionary pharma people in 2024 and named amongst the global powerful leaders for 2025. She has recently been selected as a Forbes Business Council member, which is a selective committee with top-notch expertise. Her impact on the industry was further celebrated when she was named amongst the top pharma contributors in 2023, a proof to her innovative practices in regulatory affairs and healthcare compliances. As a Harvard Business School ambassador and distinguished keynote speaker, Caroline brings a unique perspective shaped by her roles as an AI board member and a peer reviewer in law, ethics, and medicine. Her extraordinary blend of scientific expertise, legal acumen, and business leadership has been instrumental in transforming how pharmaceutical industries and companies approach regulatory compliances and patient care across multiple therapeutic areas. Today, she will be sharing her insights drawn from over 15 years of experience in leading international terms, implementing strategic regulatory guidance, and driving innovation in the pharmaceutical industry. We are honored to have such a distinguished voice in healthcare joining us today. Hi Caroline, welcome to Boss Talks with me, Mohsinaa Ahmad. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much. I'm so honored to be invited. It's a real pleasure to be with you today. Thank you so much for the invitation.
So, Caroline, you have been an academically excellent powerhouse and you have gone ahead and utilized your limitlessness in every sphere with your expertise, and you have not shied away from any kind of visibility. So, please tell us that when did this power in you felt first, and when did you know that you are going towards leadership?
It's true that since I was very little, I was always curious about people and curious about life and the world around me. And I always felt that there is something that is going beyond the single human being, and the power of uniting people. And I also noticed that doing things by yourself doesn't lead to great things and doesn't have big impacts on the actions that you can do for the community. So very quickly, I would say when I was a teenager, I started to ally and gather my strength with others to try and build up teams in order to reach out and make impactful actions on the community. That's where I felt from my curiosity, from my sense of what is needed in the community, as well as the power of being together, led me naturally towards the track of leadership.
So you have been selected for the Forbes Business Council member, which is a selective committee with top-notch experts. How will you use your expertise to help the business community as a whole?
So first of all, I was very honored to be selected, and it was, to be honest, a surprise for me. What was key in this selection and approval was really to be able to share thought content leadership to the global business community on a topic that is close to my heart and that I've been focusing since a little bit of time now, a couple of years. It's around the topic of confidentiality and patient data sharing in a medical environment that is quickly embracing AI. I wish to raise awareness around the necessity to help patients understanding what they commit to when they consent for sharing their data. So my aim will be to really help the public, help the business community to understand and the need of helping patients and people in general to understand what it really means to share and open up confidential data to the public when they provide their own consent and agreements.
So this is going to really help out. Your expertise is absolutely needed, and congratulations for
Thank
getting
you so
selected
much.
in Forbes Business Council member. As someone who bridges science, law, and pharmaceutical leadership, how has this interdisciplinary background shaped your approach to strategic decision making, particularly in launching global medical platforms?
Thanks so much. That's a great question. Thanks for raising it. So, I would say that getting involved in a topic from a multidisciplinary perspective has encouraged me to stretch my mind. And it also opened my eyes to different methods and people. Thanks to this vision, I am now able to adopt a very comprehensive perspective that leads to wise and visionary decisions. For instance, in the AI space, I started to get caught by the topic around 5 years ago when I started to work on assessing the market strategy in terms of data management and frameworks in relation to digital innovation. I really got intrigued by what we call the GAFAM. You probably know Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft. And then I started to dig more around the topic. I really sensed at that time that pharma evolution would naturally lead to develop AI related solutions. I also realized there was a big potentials in terms of data management through a collaboration between healthcare companies themselves all together via a common cloud. Building and gathering sets of data with a specific architecture strategy via a collaborative mindset would create medical data sets of incredible value, which would be key in the research delivery.
With your demanding role in pharmaceutical leadership, how do you maintain emotional equilibrium while making decisions that impact patient lives? What practices help you stay centered?
I'm very glad that you're raising this point because it's not so many people that understand the importance of emotional intelligence that we have to utilize at work. In my practice, I have learned a lot around emotional intelligence, keeping a work-life balance. First, emotional intelligence is critical to bond with people and enjoy your day-to-day work. Keeping my balance starts at work, and the climate in which I work is essential to contribute to it. Being empathetic and collaborate as a business partner with my cross-functional teams is what creates joy and happiness in my day. Then I am careful to always incorporate moments for myself, such as sport activities, family gathering, reading, and above all, moments of love.
That's amazing because emotional intelligence is the need of the hour today. Great initiative there. So please tell us one thing. As a Harvard Business School ambassador, you're exposed to various leadership philosophies. How do you integrate spiritual intelligence with corporate leadership, especially in healthcare?
I'm again very glad that you're raising this point because spiritual intelligence may be less used and understood those days, but it's becoming a core criteria and feature in how we're evolving in our leadership strategies and implementation with the teams. This is very smart to ally, according to me, spiritual intelligence together with emotional intelligence. It has been barely tackled in testimonials, and I feel, even at work, in my own environment as well, that very few people indeed know spiritual intelligence. So for me, this is really associated to the instinct and inner intuition that drives you to take decisions very quickly. In my life, I have been lucky enough to use what we call synchronistic moments, such as meeting specific people, getting exposed to situations, taking direction that always led me to a positive outcome. Essentially, I'm a life lover and I truly believe in its power. For me, everything has a reason to happen, and this is always the right time, the right place, and the right moment.
Awesome, awesome, actually. Great and wise words from you. Caroline, please tell us, with AI and digital transformation reshaping healthcare, how do you see the intersection of compliance frameworks and emerging technologies evolving in pharmaceutical marketing?
That's really an essential element to consider according to my experience. What for me will be key in this revolution with AI is the human being's behavior while we are leveraging the power of AI. So currently, I have noticed that both in the US and in Europe, and probably in the rest of the world, it will come soon, the notion of AI is constantly associated with ethics and risk assessment. Ethics and risks should be the key leading themes in the use of emerging technologies and their concrete application in commercial activities. Why I'm saying this? It's because above all, we need to remember that human beings are in command of the AI revolution, and they are the ones to drive it with care and thoughtfulness, and not the other way around.
So, AI is here to stay, and human beings have to adapt and has to become more intelligent than that. Being awarded for outstanding achievements in global medical education, what's your secret to staying emotionally resilient while pushing boundaries in a highly regulated industry?
Again, that's really trying to tackle the side way of the core business that we usually see. And that's indeed a very comprehensive vision of overall leadership. So, honestly, I'm going to be totally transparent with you. I've always had a kind of inner flame pushing me to the limits to give the best out of me. I'm never satisfied, and I believe that I can always do better. As a human being with a growth mindset, I view challenges as the best way to grow and benefit the community. I take them one by one, and I love raising awareness on topics close to my heart, helping others fulfill their own dreams.
Thank you so much, Caroline, for joining me.
Once again, was a pleasure, was an honor, and congratulations on your podcast. I wish you really the best. You really spread solar energy. I really love your energy. You come across as also very powerful and very kind at the same time, which is a great association. And I really, from the bottom of my heart, wish you thank you for
Thank
the
you so
future.
much. Thank you for your time, Caroline.